Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for the 16th of May 2017. Right, okay, I feel like I've been away forever. Sorry, those of you who've watched the weekly videos for this week will know that last week I was struck down by a really bad flu bug, so I spent the week in bed. That was why there was no daily cards last week. I literally I couldn't even speak, so I couldn't do that. The weeklies are up, so if you haven't already watched them, go to my channel, they're in a playlist, because I am doing weekly videos for the star signs now as well as these dailies and as well as the monthlies, so glutton for punishment, I think. But that is why I haven't been here, and I do feel like I've been away for ages, so huge apologies for that. Sorry. If you are waiting on readings, especially email ones, could you please be a little bit patient? Like I say, they usually take about 7 working days, but obviously with being ill last week, there is a little bit of a backlog. I'm working through it as much as I can and as quick as I can to get them all out. So please, just a little bit of patience, it would be massively appreciated, because if I keep having to stop to send emails to, explain why you haven't got your reading yet or whatever, then that is taking up valuable time where I could actually be doing your reading, okay? So I am on the case, please, but there is only one of me, so please bear that in mind as well, okay? So, right, the cards today, what a fabulous feeling. I mean, literally, I've just looked at them. I started to get things coming through straight away. Hold on to your seats, because I feel we may be in for a little bit of a telling off from the universe, I think. I mean, there's a fabulous energy with them, but like I say, I never know where they're going until I start. But they've been working themselves quite a lot the last few days, and I have a feeling that they're not going to stop today, okay? So please bear with me, and I'm sorry about the coughing, Right, okay. So, the card, I'm using the Bonfire Tarot this week as well. I love these. They're quite fun. They're quirky, but they're very powerful as well. Okay? So, the card that we have is the Fool. Now, this is talking about change and dramatic change. Okay? This is what I feel is needed. It is talking about our journey of self-discovery, but what happens within our journey of self-discovery, we then sort of find self-improvement as well. So, it's nothing but is by chance. It's all interlinked. Now, I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and we were talking about how people found spirituality, and there seems to be a common denominator within it, okay? First of all, there are a lot of people who have found spirituality through finding conspiracy theories. So they get right into that, and then that leads them to a path where they realize there's a different way. A lot of people have found conspiracy theories through their spirituality when they realize that there's a lot of lies and a lot of smoke screens and a lot of, cloak and dagger stuff going on as well. And a lot of people will find both of these through trauma and through emotional trauma, okay? So, like I say, whatever we are going through, no matter how hard it is always a gift for us. There's always a reason, and I don't want to go off on a tangent with this, but I feel I'm going to have to, because they're pushing me here. When I was making a cup of tea this morning, this was coming to me, and this was before I pulled the card, so this is obviously why they're doing it. When we realize that there is a bigger plan for us, okay, when we realize things are interlinked, there's like this quantum entanglement sort of thing going on, and one little thing that happens then is going to affect what happens sort of 3, 4, 5 years down the road or whatever, or that person you bump into then. There is nothing by chance, okay, nothing at all. Everything is meant for, is meant to happen. If you can actually start to believe this and sort of see it like it's a movie, if you're sitting watching a movie at home, okay, and you're on the edge of your seat and you're gripping, you're like, what's going to happen? And your heart's in your mouth and it's all this tension and, the fear or whatever. You know that at the end of that movie, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be okay. The good guy wins. That's what happens, isn't it? If you try to see your life like a movie like that, so when you have these terrifying moments, these you don't know what to do, when you're sitting with all of this tension, know that it will come to an end, okay? It will come to an end and it will be okay, because everything always is, okay? Everything is always okay in the end. And what we find is the nearer the end we get, the more we realize, why did I spend time worrying about that at the time? What? It wasn't worth it. Things that you were worrying about 5 years ago, things that were huge worries and causing massive problems within your life, do they even matter now? Do you even think about them? So this is it. Everything works itself out eventually, and everything that is happening for a reason. Okay, so sorry, that was a little tangent there, but again, going back to this card, and this is what I'm saying. This self-discovery comes when you actually realize this, and you start to trust, and you start to surrender, and this is what the Fool has done. The Fool knows, like in this, I love it because this is a female in this card. She knows she has everything she needs, every tool at her disposal to live the life that she wants. She might not know how to use them, but that is all part of the process. We learn as we go along. We cannot sit and read a book for 40 years and say, right, okay, now I know how to life. We can't. We do it as we go along, and there's a beauty in that, there is, because we then realize how strong we are and how resilient we are as well. And we find out how strong we are when we are vulnerable and we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Within this day and age, there is so much that tells us that we shouldn't show emotions, that we should shut them down, that we should play games with people, not tell them our feelings, stuff like that. It's absolute rubbish. What we're doing then is we are actually breeding a sort of a world of emotionally retarded people, because they suppress everything and nobody talks about their real feelings. Nobody talks about what makes them cry, what makes them ache, what they dream for, their fears. Nobody talks about that because it's seen as, I'm not cool if I do that. That is showing a weakness. It's showing a weakness if you can't let out what you have inside of you, So this Fool is setting out on a journey, and she's saying, sorry, I'm sick with all the lies. I'm sick of wearing the masks. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going somewhere. And I know that there is a better way with this, Now, when I got this card, the first thing that came out, and this might be because it's a female in this card, is Edie Sedgwick. I don't know if any of you know Edie Sedgwick. She was a fascinating girl. Very sad story. Very messed up emotionally, but that all came from family. There was a lot of family abuse, family toxicity, and everything. So she was in with Andy Warhol. She dated Bob Dylan and stuff like that. Very interesting character. I don't want to say I love her because there's a lot of things that I disagree with that she done. But I can understand where she was coming from. And there was a quote when I looked at this, the quote from Edie Sedgwick came out. And she said, it's not that I'm rebelling, it's just that I'm trying to find another way. And she was such a tortured soul because she knew there was something more. And any of you who are sitting watching this, who have grown up where spirituality or, the different thoughts that you have been condemned and you've had to keep them secret, or you've had to quash them, or you've had to try and, push them down and dilute them, you will realize how painful that is, But Edie stood up and she rebelled, and, she fought against the system. And this is what the Fool is doing, because this whole world that we are in at the moment, there is so much beauty in it, but there's so many people trying to put rules and restrictions on us. Now, rules and restrictions, when they're put there for our safety, they ought to be followed. People say, I'm an anarchist and stuff like that, because I don't like authority. I don't like rules. I don't like stupid rules. I abide by rules, I'm a terrible driver, but I never go over the speed limit, I'm always within the speed limit, I abide by the rules. I do what is right when it's necessary, but I don't actually agree with stupid rules that are only to give somebody power and take power away from me. You know, that is where I will rebel and I will kick back and I will say fuck you, because that is not what I do. And this is what this fool is saying. She's saying fuck you to the system, fuck you to this closed in, inauthentic world that we live in. You know, she wants to be authentic. She wants to be herself. Look at the way she's dressed. You know, how many people would judge her for wearing that short skirt and that belly top? You know, so many people. You know, everybody has something to say about it. You know, where she's not bothered about what other people say about her. You know, it's pretty much like Peter Pan. That it's like, there's an outfit that's really funny. I once went to my mum made me an outfit to go to a fancy dress party as Peter Pan, and I went and I won first prize for being Robin Hood. That's really funny. So yeah, but it was pretty much like that outfit there. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent there. But this is it. She has a youthful approach. She has an innocence. She's been told that many lies by the world, okay, that now she is going out in search of the truth, and she believes that the truth is out there. This is what this white rose is. This is the purity, you know. This is the purity of her intentions with this. She's not going out just to cause havoc, you know. She's going out because she knows that there is a better way. She knows there's more for her, and she knows that her life is worth living in a way that makes her happy, not in a way that makes her unhappy and closed in and sad. You know, she is using courage. She is using bravery despite her fear, you know. And this is it. When you can stand up in the world and when you can sing your song out loud, even if you're out of tune, okay? When you can laugh from the bottom of your belly and laugh louder than anybody in the room, and when you can sit and when you can cry, you know, when you can cry more tears than people even know that they've got in them, you know, that is when you know that you're authentic, you know, and that is when you know that you are living true. And that is when you will find other people that are drawn to you because they want that truth in their life as well, you know. It's like, if we have a look at her there, you know, she's got like ruby slippers on. And what is it in The Wizard of Oz, you know? You had the power all along, my dear. You know, that's it. It is in us. It is in us to change our lives. We have this power within us, you know. We just have to be vulnerable and we have to take that leap of faith, you know. She may be scared, and with the Fool card it is. You're embarking on a journey. It's a new journey. You're taking a step into the unknown, you know, but you don't look back because you know that what is behind you is what has led you to actually go forward. You know, so it's about letting go of the structures that you've been brought to believe, letting go of the things that you've built up for yourself as well, you know, and allowing yourself to feel scared, but not letting your fear to hold you back, you know. It's stop believing the lies. It's stopping accepting the masks that people wear. How many times do you stand and talk to somebody and you're thinking, you're not telling me the truth, you know? It's horrible. When you are an empath, you see that, you know? And it used to frustrate me so much. And now I let it go because the people that aren't telling me the truth or telling themselves the truth, you know, I choose not to be around because I want the people, I want the truth seekers, you know? I want the other seekers, I want the others, I want the people who get it, you know? And that is it, because that actually makes me realize that there isn't something wrong with me, that I'm not the abnormal one, you know, that I'm not the weird one with these crazy ideas, which I thought for years and years, you know, that I am strong and I am brave and I'm prepared to go out there and I'm prepared to take what life will give me, you know, and I know that there's so much there. And once you start this path, once you take this path, this is when the universe will start helping you. You will start seeing the signs and you will know that you're protected. And when you realize that everything is happening for you, this is when you start to get the buzz, and this is when you start to get the excitement about what lies beyond. You know, the fear disappears and you know, you don't know where you're going, but you know it won't be boring, and you know it will be exhilarating, and you know when you take your last breath, when you're dying on your deathbed, when you're in your 90s, you can think, thank God I made that move, you know, because I have crammed so much life into my life, you know, whereas other people, you know, they've died at the age of 25 and they just haven't been buried until they were 80. You know, and this is what is coming through. Sorry, I told you it was going to be a rough one, I thought. So this is it. It's about embarking on your spiritual journey, your authentic journey, the journey to you, okay? You know, and it's like, but, you know, she's standing on the edge of the cliff, and it's like, but what if you fall? But what if you fly? You know, this is it. This is taking a risk. And this risk is, like I say, it might be scary. It might give you sort of funny feelings in your stomach. You might cause a lot of people to tell you what you're doing is wrong, okay? But if you know in your heart that it's right, then it cannot be wrong. You know, if what you're going to do doesn't work out, then you will have learned something, or you will learn that you need to do it in another way to make it work. Okay? I've said this before, the only way you can fail is by not trying to pursue the life that you live. That is when you are guaranteed to fail. If you set off and try to do it and it doesn't work in that way, then there is another way. There is another 1,000 ways to try it. Okay, but if you stay where you are unhappy and you are suppressed, and this soul within yourself that is bursting to get out, that is full of colour, that is, you know, like, that is just colour, full of like song. It's like, you know, when you I'm getting there, you know, when you open the curtains and all these birds come out like on Mary Poppins, you know. That's it. This is what your soul wants. It wants to flower, it wants to bloom, and it wants to blossom. You know, and if you are in conditions where that isn't going to happen, you know, it's like what, you know, mushrooms, they put them in the dark, don't they? Do you know what I mean? And feed them shit, and that's it. You know, you deserve so much more. You deserve to actually bloom with that. You know, so this is saying that you have gained knowledge now. You know knowledge. There's things there that, like, things that you once thought were real, you now realize that they're not. Okay, watch Zeitgeist if you haven't. Watch What the Bleep Do They Know? Do we know? You know, all of these. There is stuff out there to educate us. So once we know this, okay, we have knowledge, and that knowledge is what pushes us forward to start something new. You know, we have a 0 for the fool, and this is pure potential. It's there. It's like a blank page, a blank canvas. Okay, and it's up to us to paint it in the way that we want. Okay, so it's like, this is what this card is saying. The time is now. Don't wait, because if you wait, you know, and then it'll be, I'll wait for another month, I'll wait for this, I'll wait for that, then it's another year, then it's another 2, you know, and then suddenly you think it's too late. You know, it's not. It's, the time is now. You know, this is it. You deserve to live a life where you wake up every morning and you are free and you are happy and you are free to be who you are. Okay, you shouldn't have to water down who you are. It doesn't matter how wacky or crazy or whatever anybody seems. You are uniquely you. And every thought that you have in your head is important in some way. You know, we have irrational thoughts, but when we voice them to somebody, they can say to us, that doesn't really make sense. And you think, all right, okay, it doesn't. But if you keep that thought in, it will fester and go round and round and round. And this is what will cause torment. Okay? So this is the fool today. You know, some may say the fool is foolish, you know, but the fool isn't. You know, the fool just will not be fooled anymore. This is it. You know, I won't get fooled again. That's it. It's setting forth to live this life that you want to live and you deserve to live. You know, and there will be fear, and it's horrible, and it's scary when you walk away from your comfort zone and, you know, the things that you've known. I don't, like I say, I don't like, I know I mentioned a lot of my experiences within this, but this is only to explain these things better. I mean, you all see me as the type of person that I am now. You know, I wasn't always this person through a lot of different things. You know, I was agoraphobic. I didn't leave the house for a long time. I was very, you know, very, very in my head. And this is what led me to develop and find out who I was. You know, a period of self-discovery. And within 9 months, me and my partner split up. My best friend died and my mother was killed. Within 9 months, my whole life just poof, fell apart. You know, I didn't know what to do. Everybody I'd gone to for comfort, for advice, for support, whatever, they'd gone. And it was a very, very scary time. But I had to learn how to be my own support, and I had to learn how to give myself my own advice, and I had to think for myself, you know. And that was a beautiful gift. You know, it was very sad. And like I say, you know, them 3 people taught me a lot about life, and I'm forever indebted to them. You know, even my ex, we don't speak now, but I'm forever indebted to him. You know, he taught me so much. But I then had to learn how to be my own hero, be my own support. And it wasn't easy, but it was beneficial. And I learned as I went along, you know, and every day you got stronger and braver and whatever. And now it's like, well, you know, God, I can't believe that I'm the person I am now compared to what I was then, you know. So just to let you know, there's always hope, and whatever bad happens, if you are in your darkest time, this is because they are wanting you to break open to see your own potential. Okay? And when you have that in yourself, you have an empowerment as well. I'm busy reading a book at the moment called Witch. It's a fabulous book by Lisa Lesser, I think. I don't know if anybody's got this. And this is talking about women. And, you know, I'm not trying to make this sort of gender basis. I'm not. This is what the book is about. And it's how through years, you know, that we have been suppressed. And especially, like I say, witches. You know, witches on, you know, people that put spells on people, warts on their face and stuff like that, you know. A witch is a woman who is in tune with the cycles of the moon, you know, in tune with Mother Nature, who uses plants and herbs, you know, for medicine, you know, who can manifest. This is it, you know, a witch was a healer, you know, and they were condemned. We were condemned for many years for this. And this is the beautiful thing about this world now. You know, the world is getting crazier, but the acceptance of the old ways is becoming a lot more prominent now, because this is what we need. You know, we need this truth. We need this authenticity, and we need to embrace this, you know. So I'm going to stop now because there's so much I could go on about. They're starting now talking about the election, and please don't believe what you read in the papers, okay? Please just don't. We have a chance for change, and that's all I'm saying, okay? And I absolutely love Jeremy Corbyn. That is a man, that is an honest politician if ever I've seen one. He might not be able to fulfill all the things that he says he's going to do, but he believes he can. And when I can believe in somebody, I've never voted for years. I was told I wouldn't go on the electoral roll or anything. I've actually signed up, and that's it. I will be the first one there, the voting polls on June the 8th. So that's it. That's all I'm saying about the politics, okay? Right. So back onto the card. So on the Osho card, we have New Vision. And this just ties in so well with what I've been talking about, okay? If we have a look in this, there's a guy there, and he's crawling on his hands and knees. And this is how many of us live our life. You know, we crawl along and we don't see our potential. We don't see the potential of the world, you know. And we think, yeah, it's okay because this is what we know and everybody else is crawling along beside us. So we say, yeah, and, you know, we go along and we follow the flock and all of that. And we turn into sheeple and, you know, and we live to work. You know, we don't work to live. And, you know, and we get into this rut, you know, that a majority of the world is in. And this is what you need. You know, you need money, you need money, you need money. Yes, you do need money, you know, but you also need to be able to enjoy that money and spend it and, you know, and live a life that fulfills you, you know. Where he's there, all he's doing is looking at the ground. So what this card is saying, this is actually turning into, this is like warrior pose within yoga. And it's suddenly he rises like a phoenix from the ashes, you know. He finds his wings here. Like I say, what if I fall? But what if you fly? You have them wings there. He turns the structure there of his home behind him. He turns away from that and he looks up to the heavens for answers. You know, there he finds his hopes and dreams, all of these stars. You know, my mum used to tell me when I was a kid that every star in the sky was a wish that had came true. And I still believe it, you know, because wishes do come true. Miracles happen every day once we believe them. And once we change our perception from fear to love, you know. And this is what when he looks ahead and when he looks up, he sees his hopes and dreams and he knows that they are attainable, okay? He finds this power. So he draws this power from this crawling that he's done for so long. And he allows, like the electricity, he allows the energy and everything to come up through him. He feels energized. He feels invigorated. He feels strong and he feels brave. And he can tackle anything. He is now a warrior. Okay? And this is what happens when you decide that you are the fool and you are going to take that leap of faith. Okay? So, right, sorry, I'm really conscious of how long this is going on here. So then we have the Colette Baron Reid card, and this is in the protection position. Now remember, this isn't, it's not reversed. This is protection. When it is in here, it is telling you it's wanting to protect you from something. And this is actually quite a beautiful card. But what this card is saying is you are going round and round and round in circles and then wondering why you are dizzy, okay? Wondering why you are sick, What this is saying is that whatever is going on in your life at the moment, and no matter how much, and I might get a lot of controversy for this, okay? But to be, this is it. But I will take it on the chin because I can't explain this. What this is saying is whatever is happening in your life at the moment, and if you are complaining about it, and if it's making you unhappy, and it's been making you unhappy for a long, long time, what you need to do is look at the common denominator in it. Look at the part you're playing in it, okay? This is not about blame. I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying this is like sort of, acknowledge that you are playing a part in this. Like I say, the way I said I was, agoraphobic, all of this, severe depression, really, really very, very dark place for a lot of years, was because I was in a very unhappy, toxic relationship. I don't like to talk about that so much, but, I was in it for a long time and it done a lot of damage. But I stayed there. I could have left at any time. Okay, but I stayed there. So I have to take responsibility for the part that I played in that. At one time, I wouldn't do that. It was blame. They done this to me. They done that to me. But I allowed it. And this is the knowledge that I have gained, So if something is really bad and the situation is not good for you and it's not making you happy, why go round and round and round for it, Nobody is going to come and knock on your door and say, here is the pathway, to take you to a better life. But if changes are needed, if you are not happy, and like I say, this is these cards today it's like a desire for change. You are praying for change. You are wanting change, So make the changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And you will still be sitting here in 5 years' time worrying about the same thing because you haven't done anything to change it. So this is about being brave as well, taking responsibility, turning that upside down and realizing that you go around again and then bang, there's an opening there and you can actually be free. You can free yourself from any situation. There is people who have had horrific lives, absolutely horrific, and they have got away from them. There was women in domestic shelters and everything like that today, who are making that break because they're saying no more, because they know that they don't deserve that. Okay, but this comes from within. You need to want change that much that you are prepared to take that risk to get change, because if you don't, you might be scared of that risk. But what are you risking by staying somewhere where you are unhappy? That is not cool, and it is not going to help you. It is going to make you more unhappy or make you more conditioned to it. So you shut all of these fabulous, beautiful senses off that we have, and you shut off, the senses that allow you to see the beauty that is in the world and allow you to connect with the people, who will show you how beautiful the world is. If you are around people who are telling you that the world is shit and it's horrible and it's dark and it's, all of that, and that you are shit as well, you're going to end up believing them. Look for the people that lift you up. Not the people that want to keep you down and keep you crawling. Look at the people that make you feel and believe that you can move mountains and you are a miracle just in yourself because of you being you. Okay? Sorry. There's a quote from Benjamin Franklin, and he said, any society that will give up a little liberty to gain a little security will deserve neither and will lose both. So look at what you are giving up for this security that might even be false. It mightn't even be real. Now, bear in mind, these are general. This isn't everybody. I'm not saying everybody's got a totally shit life, but these are the reasons, these are the messages that are coming through today. So I've pulled the spirit card, and what a beautiful card. Honestly, I got a pang when I pulled this card. It's like, I think because I've had a week off, I'm really, really open. And so I'm feeling like I'm feeling a lot at the moment, you know, and it's beautiful, but it can get quite overwhelming. But when I seen this, you know, it was like I say, it was like, wow, I took a breath, you know. I think before I got out of bed this morning, I cried at 3 videos on YouTube, and that's, I'm like, yeah, I'm emotional, but like I say, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to be emotional, you know. If I'm feeling, that's when I'm living. It's when my feelings get cut off and I don't feel anything. That's when, you know, I start to worry, and that's when I should really be crying. So anyway, this card is called Alchemy, and look at that. There's just so much in it. I don't know, can you see the two people, the two heads? And I just love it. And this is all the third eye, and it's just beautiful, the imagery on this. But what this card says, sorry, is your inner light shines when you are at peace with yourself and the world around you. Let go of the struggle and feel the beauty inside of you. Allow all to just be, and you just be you. That's all you need to do, you know. Just be you, the real you. Not the you that you've been taught to be. Not the you that gets up that day and every day and puts that mask on. Says, right, okay, you know, I'm getting back on that treadmill that is life. And, you know, not you. The you that you were born to be. The you that has this creative soul, the you that, you know, that is childlike, the you that knows that there's better for you, and the you that is prepared to go after it and walk into the void and say, you know, what is out there for me, you know, because that is when you are being you, and that is when you're being authentic. And that is when you will start to live, you know. When you're not being authentic and you're not being true to yourself, you cannot then be true to others. And that is just existing. It's not living. And truth and respect are, you know, I believe, the two of the biggest things that you can give anybody, but also to give yourself as well, you know. So I hope that made sense. I'm so sorry. I am absolutely worn out with that. But for some reason, somebody needed to hear that today. So if anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch via my Facebook or my website. The links are below. Please like and subscribe to this channel as well. It's great, you know, all of the new subscribers and everything like that. Welcome you all. I keep forgetting to welcome you. I just automatically, we've connected and that's it. You know, you are friends. You know, I'm pretty much like that. But please, please know that I am massively, massively grateful for the support I get every day. The love that I get sent every day. It's massively overwhelming, you know, and it's, like I say, you know, all them years ago when I was in a place of being very, very scared, I would never have believed that this would be my life, you know. And it's not perfect, you know, believe me, it is not perfect, but it's perfect for how I need to be. And I'm very, very blessed. And like I say, thank you so much to every single one of you for playing a part in that. Because if you didn't watch these videos, then I wouldn't feel that way. Okay, so I'm going to go now because, like I say, it's a funny old day today, right? Okay, like I say, that's what they've just said. It's going to be a funny old day. So if this is starting the day off, I don't know what else is to come, but please let me know if this resonated with you. Okay, sending so much love. Satnam.